I am still hearing feedback, so I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm Trish Magyari, and we're welcoming you to the Mindful Moments. In all locations, if you can mute your speakers and also mute the mic. And I apologize for the feedback. We're trying to eliminate it, but haven't found the source of it yet today. Welcome to everyone who's dialing in and on the phone as well. And if you'd like to turn your ringer off and also turn any music off that might come on while you're on hold. And we'll begin by just noticing that we've set this time aside for our own self-care during this time. And in the main conference room, if there are any other speakers or buttons that might be put on mute or turned off, that would be helpful. So just bringing attention to wherever you are right now, noticing that you're here. On this Thursday afternoon, April 14th, 2016. And let's begin with just taking a few deep breaths, deep belly breaths, deep breath in. And we'll just release it with a sigh. And once more. And again. For this time, you might like to have your eyes closed, or if they're open, you might just gently let them rest on your lap or the desk or floor in front of you, knowing that this is just a time for yourself. And begin to bring attention to your body. Nothing to change, nothing to fix. Just allowing your body to be as it is in this moment. Beginning by sensing a sense of contact with the chair. Perhaps in your back, your hips, your legs. Noticing the temperatures and textures of that contact. And dropping your awareness down to your feet. Noticing if one or both feet are on the floor. Noticing that contact. That support. Sensing the support of the chair and the support of the floor. And taking a moment perhaps to adjust your position so that during this time that you can truly rest and be at ease, but also perhaps have enough sense of a upright position that will also support your wakefulness and participation. The balance between being perhaps awake and aware in the mind and at ease and at rest in the body. We're going to begin a practice called the body scan. We'll be doing this in this seated position and scanning our awareness down through the body, just one part of the body at a time. We'll be first and foremost seeing if we can bring our attention to the part of the body I name, just locating it in physical space. And if you are able to locate it, then just tuning into those sensations, whatever is present, perhaps temperatures, perhaps textures, pleasant or unpleasant sensations. And if you aren't able to locate that particular part of the body, no worries. Just perhaps noting, can't sense it or can't locate, and then rejoin the scan as we move on. If you get lost at any point, just feel free to perhaps open your eyes a moment or come back to the breath and then rejoin the scan. We'll begin now by bringing our attention to the top of our head, locating the uppermost boundary of the body, noticing any sensation on the crown of the head, the scalp, and then dropping our awareness down into the head itself. And then noticing the sense organs, beginning with the eyes, left and right. Letting the eyes rest in their sockets. Bringing attention to the nose, perhaps sensing the air moving in and out of the nostrils. Now shifting your attention to your ears, left and right. And now the mouth. Noticing perhaps all the different textures in the region of the mouth. The parts of the mouth that are soft in texture, perhaps the lips, cheeks, tongue. Noticing the jaw. And if you're sensing texture here, perhaps just allowing your jaw to relax, the tongue to rest at the bottom of the mouth. Perhaps noticing the solidity of the teeth. And dropping your awareness now down into the neck and throat. Noticing any sensation here. Perhaps the breath flowing in and out of the windpipe. And shifting attention down into the region of the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders. And because we often hold some tension or tightness here, especially in the middle of the work day, I'll invite you to join in this visualization if it's helpful to you, tuning into any place in the shoulders or neck that feel tight or tense, and imagining that they're like ice, solid, and now melting ice, flowing like water, and now water turning into air, spacious, dissipating. And now bringing attention once more into the physical shoulders and sending the awareness down both of your arms and into your hands, as if you're walking your awareness down the hallway through the middle of the arms and ending up in your hands. Giving yourself a moment to sense temperatures and textures in your hands, perhaps using your breath to help you focus, breathing into your hands on the in-breath, and just letting that be on the out-breath, awareness filling the hands. We'll hold steady here for just another moment, noticing temperatures and textures as they arise and move around in the hands. Noticing any sense of contact with the hands. And now letting the hands be and moving your attention up to the lower arms, from the wrists to the elbows. Gliding your awareness up through the body, seeing if you can sense any aspect of the presence of the lower arm, tuning into that sense of presence. And now the upper arm, from the elbow up to the shoulder, on the left and the right. Once more sensing the region of the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders. And now dropping down into the upper back, perhaps the portion of the back up off the chair. Once more repeating this visualization if it was helpful to you, sensing ice turning to water, water turning to gas, air, spacious. And then bringing attention to the front of the body and the upper torso, the collarbones, the upper chest, perhaps sensing it rising and falling with the breath. sensing the area in and around the heart in the center of the chest. And as you breathe with this area, often the place in the body where we hold tender emotion, if you're connecting with any emotion there in this moment, you might like to place one or both hands over your heart, just as a gesture of your friendly intent. Taking a moment and perhaps taking a moment to offer yourself some verbal support that might be useful for you in this moment. And right behind the heart are the shoulder blades, perhaps sensing their contact with the chair. Noticing any sensation in the area in and around the shoulder blades. And dropping your awareness now down into the ribs and lungs. Perhaps sensing that expansion and contraction with the breath. Letting the breath be easy and natural. Noticing the area of the back making contact with the chair from the shoulder blades on down. And then dropping awareness further into the part of the back that's up off the chair, in the lower back. Perhaps noticing any tightness or tension here. Any other sensations in the lower back. And then in the front of the body, noticing the belly and the lower belly, perhaps rising and falling with the breath. Any other sensations in the belly. And then dropping your attention down into the hips and the pelvis. Perhaps noticing the part of your body that's making contact with the chair in the region of the hips. Checking in to see if there are any ways that you're holding yourself up off the chair. And if so, just inviting a settling down into that support. And now bringing attention from the hips down to your knees, really gliding your attention down through the upper leg, on the left and the right. Noticing the part of your legs that's making contact with the chair, sensing that support. And then noticing the part of the leg that's extending beyond the chair. At the center of the upper leg, perhaps sensing the solidity of the femur, the longest bone in the body. And now bringing attention to the knees, perhaps sensing the kneecap, left and right. The interior of the knee, left and right. Perhaps noticing if your knees are bent or if they're straight. And especially if they're bent, with your feet on the floor, noticing the hollow place in the back of the knee. And we'll continue our scan now down the lower leg from the knee to the ankle on the left and the right. Seeing if you can locate the lower leg, and if so, tuning into sensations coming from this part of the body. Perhaps any tension or tightness in the calf. Perhaps inviting a softening. Perhaps noticing the different textures, the solidity of the shin bone, the relative softness of the calf muscle. Perhaps sensing now the boniness of the ankle on the left and the right. And dropping awareness all the way down into your feet. Noticing if one or both feet are making contact with the floor. And the location of that contact, the entire sole or perhaps just the heel or the toe. And seeing if you can locate your big toe on the left and the right. And then the little toe on the left and the right. And then the toes in between. Sensing the ball of the foot, the heel, the hollowness of the arch, left and right. Sensation in the interior of the foot. Now letting your body be as it is. Just tuning your attention tuning your attention to sensation on your skin anywhere you sense it, perhaps coolness, perhaps warmth. And we'll put this all together now, once more returning our attention to the top of the head and then the head itself, neck and throat, shoulders, arms and hands, resting attention with hands, and back up from the hands to the shoulders, scanning awareness down through the trunk of the body, upper back and upper chest, heart center and shoulder blades, mid-back, ribs and lungs, lower back and belly, hips and pelvis, contact with the chair, upper legs from the hips to the knees, lower legs from the knees to the ankles, and feet left and right. Bringing attention to your breath now and the sensation of breath flowing through the entire body out to the boundary of the skin on the in-breath and just falling towards the core on the out-breath. Perhaps sensing your inner vitality. Perhaps saying to yourself, this is my physical home, my physical aliveness. Now for the last moments, tuning into any sensations of ease or comfort in the body. Perhaps just tuning into sense of the body overall or a particular location that feels in relative ease. Breathing it in, allowing yourself to savor that. And then when you're ready, beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes, perhaps shift your position, perhaps taking another one of those deep belly breaths, in and out. And when you're ready, just gently opening your eyes if they have been closed. Reorienting yourself to your surroundings. Knowing that if there's any sense of ease, presence that you tapped into during this practice, that you can carry it with you for the rest of the day and return to this practice whenever you'd like. Have a wonderful day, everyone.